Hello YouTube, this is Keith Kevin Kent. How you doing? How you doing? Hope you're doing well. It's time again for the knife of the day, the series where I go through my collection one knife at a time, one day at a time. There's a big playlist of a whole bunch of knives. We've started with the Spyderco knives. There's over 210 of them already on the playlist, and we still have, man, I'm guessing a little over half a year to get through the rest of, I bet you it's a little more than that. Anyway, we're going to take it one knife at a time, one day at a time. A lot of new Spydercos coming by the end of the week, so I'm excited about that. But today is a interesting knife as the knife of the day. The knife of the day is the Spyderco Spy DK. The Spyderco Spy DK. DK stands for Denmark. This was a knife created, a slip joint created for the Denmark market, the Danish market. Now, it was created for Denmark, and I'll tell you, with Denmark, we already showed you the UK PK, the UK penknife, where they don't allow locking knives, so it has to be a slip joint. In Denmark, it has to be a slip joint, non-locking knife, and it has to be a two-hand opener. So Spyderco, see that little Spidey hole? Yeah. I keep saying I have Michelin Man hands, but they're not that big to make a big Spidey hole, a normal hole, look that small. It is made that small, so you are forced to open it up with two hands. And this spring is tight. They're making sure that you don't come up with another way of flipping it open. Now, if a Danish knife sounds kind of familiar, if you've been following this Knife of the Day series and you've been seeing my collection, or you've just looked at the playlist, I said the same thing with the Pingo. Pingo. That was the first knife created for the Danish market. Very unique knife. Very unique shaped knife. And so this was very popular in Denmark, but they wanted something more traditional. And so Spyderco took the UK PK kind of handle and made it a little bit smaller, and the blade a little bit smaller. That is a one-hand opener. Made sure that you couldn't open this with one hand. And they came up with the Spyderco Spy DK for the Danish market. Like I said, it is a non-locking slip joint. So, oh man, it's a big spring, a heavy spring. It has a half stop that just tells you, hey, there's hesitation there that stops and says, hey, move your hand. We're about ready to cut off a finger. Forward choil is so important with Spyderco slip joints. Pretty much all of them. About 98% of them have this forward choil that I tell you I love on all their knives. But for a slip joint, if it happens to slip, this finger is saving you. You see? Can't get past that finger. It has that leaf-shaped Spyderco blade. The blade is 2.7 inches. When you take out the forward choil, the edge is 2.3 inches. It is a wonderful, if you like smaller knives like I do, this is a wonderful smaller knife. It's a pain nowadays to open up to. It doesn't have a nail nick or anything like that. So it's a little bit of a pain using two. Look at me. I know I don't exercise. It's not that big of a deal to open it up with two hands, but it's a little bit different than we're used to here in the States. But I really like this knife. I really do. The total length is 6.3 inches. It's 1.9 ounces. It has VG10 scales. VG10 scales. Sorry, you guys. I don't know what's happening with me this morning. It has FRN scales. Fiberglass reinforced nylon scales. I call it space age plastic. Just really tough. The spring is very tough on this knife. I love the deep carry wire clip. Right hand, left hand, tip up only. Right hand, left hand, tip up only. Just a solid knife. And of course, it hits all of the must-haves for the Denmark market. So, Spyderco heard them. The Pingo, real unique knife. Check out the playlist. I talk about that and the sprint run, the stainless steel, the titanium sprint run of the Pingo. But they get a more traditional knife. I wanted to compare it to the Spyderco Native, so you get a feel for how thin and how big it is. And of course the Delica. Just a real nice slip joint. Created for the Danish market, but it's available to you too. If you're enjoying this series, don't forget to like this video. Thumb it up. It just keeps me going. Subscribe. It really helps me out. And turn on your notifications. A lot of new knives coming this week if you follow me on a daily basis. If you don't, and you're watching this a week, month, years from now, there are a lot of classics on this playlist, as well as brand new knives too. You guys have a perfect day. Take good care of yourself and your family, but take care of yourself first so you can take care of your loved ones. So important. Hey, keep those pockets full. Have a perfect day. Goodbye.